I have handouts in there, and I don't think all of them are in there. I have one on barriers to recovery, which I think is huge. I really hope that you look at this, and I hope you talk to the women that you're working with, and the men too, but this is predominantly women's issues is what I've been working on. Talk to them, show them this handout. I swear, if you give them this, and if your heart is open, they'll tell you the truth. They'll tell you the truth, and they'll build some trust when they might not have it anywhere else in their life. You might be the only person. I had incredible people put in my path that were not my family. My family are not horrible people. They didn't cause me to be an alcoholic, but we had some pretty broken things happen in my childhood and in my adulthood. And so, you know, it was sometimes the in-home providers, the DHS workers, the doctors, the lawyers, whatever, that might be the only voice that we hear is the voice of hope. So please show them this information. It's vital to them because it might instill them a little trust in you. Because we're not going to tell you the truth if we think you hate us. Trust me, we're not going to tell you anything. We're never going to come back to see you without a court order, that's for sure, if we think you hate us. And it isn't because we think you're awful, but it's because we believe what you believe is that we're awful. We have that sinking feeling that people that hate us are right, that we are throwaway people, that we don't deserve help. And so, you know, seeing those joyous faces who say, you can do it. You know, my social worker said, absolutely, you can do it. She also let me know, if you don't do it, your kids aren't coming home. But she didn't treat me with disrespect. She just was a realist with me. And I respected that. You know, coming from the streets, we respect people that treat you honestly and upfront, but that also respect you. So another thing that's in there is why clients continue to use when they have children in the system. This information is all collected from the women over the years that I've worked with. It's very important. It opens some great discussions with them. Sometimes they will learn before they even have to relapse, if you're using this with them, is that, oh my gosh, they're in the relapse process. It starts in the mind way before they use that drug. So that's important. They put together top tips for working with recovering families. I don't think that's in there. It's one of the old ones that's in yours. But, you know, their number one thing that they all said, and there's groups all over Iowa, there's some in Minnesota, Washington, Nebraska. The number one thing they said is, remember, we're human beings. And while our addiction may have caused some of us to make poor choices, we love our kids. You know, sometimes our addiction rules who we are, even though our heart and our morals are much different than that. And they said, you know, being smug or condescending creates a barrier. We're not going to trust you. Please treat us like human beings. And the last one that's on this is, treat us as you would hope someone would treat your own children or family in this situation. You know, we're all somebody's kids. We all had, you know, families, and it's not just people who live in poverty that are drug addicts. It's people from, you know, I was born on the wrong side of the tracks. I still live there. I like it there. I feel safe there. You know, but it's not just people on the wrong side of the tracks. It's, you know, there's doctors and lawyers. We had a doctor in Waterloo, Iowa, who was arrested with 100 pounds of methamphetamine. So it happens there. You know, it happens in the criminal justice system. There's doctors who use. So, you know, having reframing the way we talk and the way we think can also help the people that you're working with right now as professionals, you know, the people that you know and work with in your own communities. And having a different attitude about it might open up them to be honest with you and say, I'm struggling and I need help too. So I am very excited about being here. I'm even more excited that I'm done talking. Thank you so much.